Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Sit back, relax, and listen as we have a conversation about the mundane. One thing we can promise is that our conversation will hopefully be less than fascinating so that you can just drift off. Thank you for joining us. We hope you will listen and sleep. Follow us on Twitter at Listen and Sleep. And thank you for those of you who've rated us on iTunes and who have left little comments and whatnot. We'd love to receive them, so feel free to do so. I have a great pleasure of welcoming to the podcast Shane Jacobsen, who's carefully putting down the glass he's drinking from because he doesn't want to make a noise on the glass table we're recording. Welcome, Shane.
I think it was okay. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Marco.
I think it was fantastic.
Good.
Shane, we met kind of by awesome chance, if you will. You have a movie at TIFF, which stands for the Toronto International Film Festival, for those out there who aren't familiar with TIFF. And I was doing some interpreting for a film that you were at with a high school friend of mine.
Yeah, so coincidental. We met, your friend and I met in New York years ago, and we wound up picking movies at TIFF to see. I think we bought tickets to 4 movies, and one of them was a super early screening on Wednesday morning, and it turns out that was the one that you were translating for.
Yeah, I did the intro for it. And you are in town because you have a film at the festival, correct?
I do. It's going to have a gala premiere on Friday in just 2 days.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. I have to pinch myself every
You get
so
to walk
often.
the red carpet.
I get to sneak around the red carpet.
If I can give you a tip on the red... Have you been on red carpets before?
Very small ones.
Okay, well, try not to trip on the red carpet.
Now that's all I can think of.
But
well, I'm wearing comfy shoes, no heels, so I think that's a good chance.
I think it's only appropriate that at this very moment I ask you, who are you wearing right now? Not on the red carpet, but who are you wearing as we record this podcast?
At this moment, I have Levi's.
Oh.
And I want to say Old Navy.
Oh, well, you wear it so well.
Thank you. Well, I tried it on all by myself.
Well, good job.
And, I'm
no
my own stylist. No.
I want to mention that you can see Shane on American Crime Season 2 and True Detective Season 1. You're really into these kind of crime detective acting
I like
gigs.
to do, I don't know if I like, I like to do the super serious. I usually play jerks in suits.
Really?
That's my go-to. Yeah. If you need a surly detective or an angry doctor wanting to kick you out of somewhere, go to me. Yeah.
If you want to see exactly what Shane is describing, you can go on his Twitter, Shane_Jacobsen, and that's Jacobsen spelt with an E.
Yes, so, the Norwegian way.
The Norwegian way. Do you speak any Norwegian?
None at all. No. My dad's dad is from Norway, tall, blonde, blue-eyed guy. And I am not that. I am none of those. So
there you go. You can also follow him on Instagram to see how not Norwegian he looks.
That's right.
At that Shane. Cool handle.
That Shane, thank you. Thank you. I had to separate myself from the other Shane, which he's an Australian actor named Shane Jacobsen, S-O-N.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have my Instagram account is The Real Marco Timpano, and the reason I have The Real Marco Timpano is I also have Marco Timpano on Instagram, but I can't remember the password, and so I can't access the Instagram account I have with my name on it. And so I then had to create one that makes it seem like there's another Marco Timpano that has the handle Marco Timpano, but it's really this one who sits before the microphone speaking to you, who stupidly can't remember
the other password. You're one and the same.
So I am both Marco Timpano and the real Marco Timpano.
You are various Marco Timpanos. Which should be your third handle, maybe.
Various Marco. I like that. I might have to do that before, because here's the thing with the podcast, right? Someone hears it, and then all of a sudden they scoop it up, and I can't have various Marco Timpano.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
No, it's great.
Okay.
Thank you. So now that we've put all that business aside.
Yes.
We were talking clarinets before. And Shane, you play the clarinet, correct?
I played in 4th grade.
Ooh.
I played clarinet for maybe half a year. I wanted to play trumpet.
Okay.
I wanted to play trumpet, and I begged my mom and dad to let me join the band and play trumpet. But my dad had a clarinet in the attic, and he said, "No, try clarinet for a
Right.
while and see how you like that."
The hip instrument. right?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was such the popular. Yeah, it was a hit. Yeah,
When was the last time you played the clarinet?
4th grade.
Oh, so, see, and for the Canadian listeners, that would be grade 4.
Grade 4.
Because we do it the other way around. But
Okay.
was there anything you enjoyed about the clarinet?
I got the chance to march in the band
Oh, in grade 4 or the 4th grade?
in grade 4. Or
Wow.
no, actually, wait. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's right. I guess I did.
That's
I
amazing.
didn't realize that. That's really young to go. Because I grew up in New Orleans. So for Mardi Gras parades, all the bands, you get to march with the floats. And I must have marched in a small parade because I remember learning the song and practicing it over and over so that I could march and play at the same time and follow the guy in front of me. Yeah.
And was that a challenge to play, march, and follow?
It was. I was horrible at playing, but I
Right.
could march and follow.
Oh, well, 2 out of 3
pretty
ain't
well.
bad.
It was okay. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I totally forgot about that.
Have you ever heard of the musician Henry Cuesta? Speaking of clarinets.
No.
Okay. So, Henry Cuesta used to play, he was the clarinet guy on the Lawrence Welk show. Do you know the Lawrence Welk
I
show at all?
remember this, yeah.
So I
Bubbles.
used to watch Lawrence Welk with my grandparents when I was a child. Because Lawrence Welk, for those of us who don't know who he is, was this band leader from North Dakota who would put on a German accent, or he had a German North Dakotian accent that he would put on. It wasn't his actual accent, but because people wanted to hear it, that's what he did. He was this old, tall, Germanesque looking guy who was the band leader who had the Lawrence Welk show, where he would have different musicians and singers and dancers and do a boring variety show. I don't know how else to describe it.
Was it a less hip Sonny and Cher show?
Oh,
I remember the.
Far less hip.
Okay.
Like if Sonny and Cher was heroin, Lawrence Welk was Dramamine.
Mm.
So there you go. So
Mhm.
that would be how I would describe it. But it had its audience, and I'm sure for a lot of people who need to sort of listen and sleep and relax, the Lawrence Welk show today would be a perfect thing to be,
That would be ideal.
having on. But Henry Cuesta was the clarinet guy, and he was the clarinet guy. And the only reason I know that Henry Cuesta was Lawrence Welk's clarinet guy is I was a waiter at a country club when I was 17. And this was one of those country clubs, in Dirty Dancing, where you see these people going to these like Catskill type places where people would sit for cocktails and watch.
Yeah.
It was one of those places. So it seemed like stepping into the past when I was. So Henry Cuesta would come and play for 2 weeks at the country club. And every old woman in a smart frock and her husband dolled up with the fanciest tie would come and just cut up a rug dancing to the clarinet player from Lawrence Welk.
To the sweet sounds of the clarinet.
And he would play his
Lawrence Welk.
signature clarinet song was, do you want to guess, or what was your song that you played and marched with? Let's see if it's the Henry
If it's the
Cuesta.
same one. What's the it was from 2001, Zuth. Oh, I can't even say it.
I love it.
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh.
dun, dun. And I could play those 3 notes pretty well. After that, it sort of trailed off. That was our hit song. And I think Eye of the Tiger, maybe.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
If there's no song that I would rather hear on the clarinet.
On clarinet.
It's Eye of the
It
Tiger.
translates so well.
Mhm.
It's
kind of
it's
the
a
song that
joy.
was made for the clarinet.
It really was. I think he did write it for the clarinet first.
Henry Cuesta's song, if I'm not mistaken, was Amazing Grace. He would not wail that, he'd play that song so gracefully on the clarinet. And he was, as far as clarinet musicians that I know go,
Yeah.
present company excluded, he
Thank you.
was the top.
I could see that being a great song. I would like to hear him do. What's the New York theme? It's all I can think of is Aaron Copland now.
Okay.
Or any kind of like old, men in trench coats and top hats.
Oh.
Sort of clarinet-y city sounds.
Any other wind instruments do you play?
No.
No.
I don't know why I thought about that.
No, hey,
Because
listen,
obviously,
you never
no,
know. There
but-
might be something you could pull out of your bag. If someone wanted to hire you to be in a film
Okay.
playing a wind instrument, I think you'd be able to do it.
I could do it.
Mhm.
Give me a week. No, give me a week. Actually, yeah. I could call up. I have a friend who plays wind instruments in Broadway shows in New York. I could call him up. He could teach me whatever song you want. If we're gonna do the Dirty Dancing clarinet,
Mhm.
version of that. Yeah, give me a week. I could do that.
What if we want that on the recorder?
Give me a week and a half.
Oh. You'd think it'd be
Well, I
quicker.
have to learn what a recorder
I
is
see.
exactly.
I think the basic version of a clarinet. It's just a little wind.
It's the little super thin
I think
one.
No, that's a piccolo, if I'm not
I'm
mistaken.
thinking, okay.
No, wait a second. As far as I know, and I'm no great musician.
Obviously, me either.
Well, you play more than I do. I used to take piano lessons, but at the time that I took piano lessons, my teacher would smoke. It's when you could smoke anywhere, and I couldn't see the notes because there was so much smoke in the air. And so, as a child, it was really difficult. And as a result, I don't smoke and I don't play the piano.
This sounds like a psychological way of not making you not play piano.
I guess. Well,
Someone didn't want you to play piano
No.
or smoke.
Fair. Well, I guess one good thing and one not so good thing came out of that.
Right.
But you mentioned earlier that you grew up in New Orleans.
Yes.
Tell me about what it's like growing up in such a cool city, or what we perceive as such a cool city.
Yeah. And I didn't appreciate it as a cool city until I left.
Sure.
I went to high school and college there, and I couldn't wait to get out. I mean, college was fun. Actually, I appreciated that.
Sure, I bet.
But it just seemed like the city I grew up in until I left. I thought everybody had Mardi Gras parades. I
Oh, wow.
thought, every year you go and catch things from a float and there's music playing and people partying. It was super hot in the summer and a lot of swimming.
Really?
But I really appreciate now. I would take my grandpa, the Norwegian, would take me to the Gulf of Mexico to go swimming.
But certainly you appreciate the history now.
I do. I realize I think what I miss about it. Once I left, I went up to New York City and I missed Cajun food
Sure.
and spicy food and mostly food.
I imagine the city's very musical too, right? Speaking of instruments, right?
Yeah.
I understand that you can, on a Saturday or Sunday, you can find a jazz brunch just about anywhere in this city.
Pretty much anywhere. Yeah. We did. My mom likes that, so we would go. Yeah, have jazz brunch, bluegrass.
Wow.
I started liking blues, and even like if you go a bit further south into Cajun country, there's Cajun line dancing and two-stepping. I guess our version of it.
Really?
Which I discovered in college, and that was exciting.
So it
Much
stands
more
to
social.
Sorry.
Oh no.
It stands to reason that you would want to play the trumpet, being a child who grew up in New Orleans, and having those sort of instruments that are so quintessential when you think about jazz, and when one thinks about places like New Orleans or Chicago, the trumpet goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of trumpet player you'd be today if your father had a trumpet rather than a clarinet.
Can you imagine if he only had a trumpet? Or my brother wound up playing drums. He's a drummer.
Wow.
That would have been my second favorite. But I think the drums and the trumpet seem to be the most New Orleans-y
Okay.
of the instruments. It just tickles something in my brain that,
Sure.
it sounds like home. Yeah.
Wow.
We live in a culture obsessed with dieting, weight loss, and exercise. And that can make eating disorder behaviors easy to miss. But the reality is, eating disorders are serious mental illnesses that take a major toll on your health and your life. But recovery is possible. Eating disorders are more common than you might think. Chances are you know someone who is struggling with one. Or maybe you're struggling yourself. If you're concerned about an eating disorder in yourself or a loved one, I want to introduce you to Equip. Equip is a fully virtual, evidence-based eating disorder treatment program that helps patients achieve lasting recovery at home. Every Equip patient is matched with a multidisciplinary care team that includes a therapist, dietitian, medical provider, and mentors. And you get a personalized treatment plan that's tailored to your unique goals and challenges. Equip treats patients of all ages and all eating disorder diagnoses. It's covered by insurance, and there's no wait list. If you think that you or a loved one could be struggling with an eating disorder, don't wait to get help. Visit equip.health to learn more. That's equip.health.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to handle bill pay processes. Why? Because our tools are built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. We're not just moving money. We're powering financial workflows for 500,000 customers. That's a level of expertise you just can't fake. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started and grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
Finding ways to be financially savvy is a smart move, and knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream home or new ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
It's interesting how a city can have a sound that you associate with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you get back to New Orleans?
I try to. Usually, maybe every other month, every 3
really?
months or so. Pretty often, I get to. I still have family down there, and yeah, I like to visit and eat.
It's one of the cities that I really want to visit.
You
that
haven't
I've never
been?
I haven't been, and it's one of Amanda, my wife's been to almost every state. She's got 9 left. And so when you get to the last 9 states, there are some that are like really exciting and some that are kind of like, oh, that place. I won't mention it because I'm sure we might have listeners there. But
We're talking about California.
yes, no. And I'm excited because one of the states she hasn't been to is Louisiana. And I have a love for all things Cajun, for the cuisine. New Orleans is a city that, New Orleans and Baton Rouge are 2 places I really want to go visit.
Yeah.
So-
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think, is there more of a connection or a similarity between that? Because the Cajun, we come from the Acadian French that came down from Canada.
That's right.
To our place. So are we related?
You know, that's a fantastic question, and I bet there's scholars who could answer this in a way better than I will, but I'm going to regardless. And yes, there is a connection between New Orleans and the Acadians that left that part of Canada and who ended up there. And though I'm not French Canadian, I certainly have a love for Acadian things, and I would just love to see that culture and what happened in New Orleans and what the distinction between French Canada and Louisiana is, what the differences are and the similarities. Have you had opportunity to go to French Canada at all? Or?
I have. It was maybe 15 years ago that I was up there.
Did you notice anything? Did anything strike you as like, wow, we do that? Or
There was something about some of the architecture, some of the, not even the accent. I mean, that seems totally different. But
Sure.
Fleur-de-lis.
Yes.
And I think there's a visceral kind of like relaxed, not even relaxed is the word, but oozy. Oh gosh,
Oh, I
I'm
like
awful
that.
with vocabulary.
No,
but like,
oozy is great.
Just like an ooze about being in your skin.
Yeah.
That I felt there.
a different pace, a different
A
sort
different
of
pace.
Yeah, sure.
I saw that. Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So, when I land in New Orleans,
Yes.
where's the first place I should go?
Ooh. I would say go to Oak Street uptown near Audubon
Now,
Park.
Shane, don't give me the touristy place to go. Where, if I was with you,
Okay.
and I said, take me there,
Yeah.
where would you take me? And I don't want to see something too touristy. I want to see something where you'd like to go in New Orleans.
I would go Giacomo's is a restaurant on Oak Street.
Okay, so always Oak Street. We got to go to Oak Street.
Definitely Oak. I mean, the street itself, it looks like a little quaint Pleasantville kind of street.
Sure.
But that's we go because Giacomo's is there.
Amazing.
And we can get a Bloody Mary, or we
Yeah.
put our name in because there's always a crowd. Get a Bloody Mary at the bar, and you can walk outside with it. And once we get in, Jacques is the chef.
Mm-hmm.
He's always there in kind of board shorts and his chef outfit, running around all the tables. If you're into Bushmills,
Okay.
we do a shot of Bushmills with Jacques.
Why not? If you
He's-
listen, if that's what I got to do, I'll
Yes.
take the hit.
And then we start with alligator cheesecake.
Yum.
Yes.
Two things I love, both the animal and the dessert.
And the dessert. And I like the stuffed pork chop. You can get an etouffee, or
course.
the stuffed pork chop is it's stuffed with crab meat, dressing.
If I was a pig and I was to die, I would want to be stuffed with crab meat. So I think that's just.
I would want that
yeah,
for you.
Yeah, Well, why
it
wouldn't
would
you?
be the best way to go. Well, maybe not the best, but if you're a New Orleans pig, yeah.
I think just about any animal, any mammal, when they die, deserves to be stuffed with crab meat. I think there's nothing wrong. Didn't the Egyptians used to do that before they mummified? I digress. So let me say this, Shane. If you take me for a Bloody Mary, then you have to
Okay.
allow me to take you for a Bloody Caesar. Are you familiar with Bloody Caesars?
Is this with clamato?
Yes. It's not just clamato. And
I'm hesitant.
You're making a strange face.
I am.
And it's a delightful drink that one finds in Canada, where you take 1.25 ounces of vodka, Worcestershire sauce. I never say
Yes.
that right. Worcestershire
Say it
sauce?
all the ways
I say
then.
it.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, you know, I throw in all the letters there. Tabasco to your liking. So three. What is it? Dabs?
Dashes?
Dashes. Thank you. Of Tabasco to 17, whatever your heat preference is.
Yeah.
You rim the glass with celery salt. So that would be the first thing you do. Celery salt rim. Actually, the first thing you would do is rim the glass with lime, then dip it in celery salt, flip the glass over, throw in some cubes, Worcestershire sauce, dashes of Tabasco, 1.25 ounces to 1.5 ounces of vodka, clamato juice, which is tomato juice,
That's where I'm concerned.
with from a person from New Orleans, where you have some of the best seafood in the
True.
in
Yeah.
the world. Should not be scared of a little bit of clam
Little
juice in
clam
your
juice?
little
No,
clam juice.
Yeah.
It's nice and salty too, so there's plenty of sodium in there. And you would then have traditionally you'd have a celery stalk in there. Some people put pickles. You can put any sort of gherkin you may like. Some people put hot peppers and freshly ground black pepper on top. Maybe a little bit of salt just to really harden those arteries.
Sure.
And away you go. And a little bit of a lime wedge.
That does sound really good. I do like Bloody Marys that have that salad consistency on top.
For sure.
So all of those things sound great. I'm willing to try that.
Okay.
I'm willing to
there we
try
go.
the
So
Clamato.
what we'll do is we'll take you for a Bloody Caesar.
Yes.
And then the next time we have you on the Insomnia Project, you will have to let us know what you think of that.
Oh,
Is
good.
that a deal?
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
And
All
I'll
right, we're
have a
shaking.
Bloody Mary. Yeah, we're actually shaking, which no one can see, but we actually
But
did.
we did.
Hmm.
We did. Now, I've been to a Bloody Mary. My sister took me to a place where there was a slice of bacon in the Bloody Mary, a bit
Yum.
of cheese, and a mini hamburger, a slider on top. Have you had crazy things on top of a Bloody Mary?
You know, I mean, certainly you can go for Caesars that have like shrimp and horseradish and you name like a million different things in it. But I tend to be a person who likes the classic way to do things. Like I prefer to start with the classic and then veer from, but I'll always go back to the classic because I feel like sometimes it's all show and no substance.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you want that base level that you can then vary
Yeah.
to see if what you like or not like,
I think
and return
so.
to that base level?
And I think that goes true for just about everything.
Mhm.
I like to start, at the baseline, and appreciate the baseline of whatever it is,
Yes.
and then veer from it. Because oftentimes you'll be introduced to something that is a variation or a grander version of something before you actually have the original. So it kind of spoils you or can cloud your judgment, and you don't see the purity of what the base of the new item is.
Right.
Shane, I have to
Right.
apologize. I feel like I've been just yammering at the mouth and haven't given you the opportunity to speak.
About blood? No, I got
No,
a
just about
recipe
everything.
for Bloody Caesar. I got tips on go to the baseline first,
Yeah.
see what it is, and then explore the variety.
And I got, go to Oak Street, Giacomo's, when I'm in New Orleans. And am I saying it right? How do you say it?
I say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I do.
Okay.
I think everybody says New Orleans. The song, Do You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans? That might be the only place that you can hit the New Orleans.
It's like Newfoundland. Some people will say Newfoundland, but that's
Newfoundland.
not if you're from there. Or, for example, how would you say the city that we're currently recording from?
I think I've been practicing.
Okay.
I tell people I'm in Toronto.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You don't say that last T.
That last T, you'll know if you're from this city.
Right.
You will know when someone is not from here by the way they say the name of the city. So if you pronounce the second T, Toronto, then 9 out of 10 times you're not from Toronto. Some people say Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Locals say Toronto?
Some people do.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess some of the New Orleans locals say New Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
We have a restaurant called Gnawlings.
Do you?
Yeah. We walked by it actually earlier. I should have pointed out.
Seafood.
Cajun. It's trying to be Cajun. I don't know if it is, but you would have to be the judge of that.
I'll be the judge of that.
So, you're in town for TIFF. How has your TIFF experience been?
It's been good. It's been exciting.
How many movies have you seen?
I've seen 5 so far.
Wow.
5 in 3 days.
Wow, that's pretty intense. Good for you.
It's been an intense schedule.
So, you've had like a busy TIFF.
It's been busy. Today and tomorrow I have more relaxing things to do, like a nap.
Amazing.
Yes.
And this podcast.
And this podcast.
And hopefully it'll come after the podcast.
That
it'll
would be
help
nice.
lead into it.
Have
So,
some Amaro.
can we mention the movie that you're in, the gala?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. I'm in a movie called Strange Weather, which is interesting enough. Holly Hunter is in it. Carrie
Amazing.
Coon from Leftovers, and Kim Coates
Oh,
from Sons of Anarchy
yes.
is also in it. And it was a cool, quick experience for me.
Sure.
They filmed for, I think, 4 weeks, but I was in just one of them towards the end. So I got to be the new kid at summer camp when they had already bonded. And,
Amazing.
But they were really... I showed up at a cast party, took a shot of tequila, and then we got started with talking about the scene and work, and it was a cool experience.
Well, congratulations on that. I can't
you.
wait to see Strange Weather. I'm going to try to get tickets to the gala. And just,
Try,
and
please.
just watch you walk the red, and hopefully not trip on the red carpet.
And teeter. Yes.
And teeter. Well, Shane, I want to thank you so much for being part of the program today.
That was really fun. Thanks for having me.
The pleasure was mine. And you can see more of Shane on his Instagram account, which is @thatshane. I had the pleasure of talking with Shane Jacobsen, and it's spelled the Norwegian way, which is Jacob S-E-N, Jacobsen, and his Twitter handle is Shane_Jacobsen. As always, the Insomnia Project is produced by Drumcast Productions, and we recorded this particular episode in Toronto. We hope you enjoyed and were able to listen and sleep.